Um, Welcome back to Turning the Wheel. Second campaign, we pick up once again. Siegfried, Thaddeus, Andreas, and Thurman wander through an underground compound that they found after seeing several unsevered scratching at the ground, attempting to get in there. And then Martin tells everybody to mute so now nobody can talk back except for me. That's what happens when you listen to Siegfried. They just finished a battle against a living ballista that was blasting them with explosive rounds. They loved it.
We ended just as we beat that ballista. Is that correct?
Correct.
Have we explored this room at all? Do we see anything?
So you guys noticed the room. The room was clearly some sort of like woodshop slash miner workshop. Has various tools strung about after the combat of and several explosive rounds rocked the room.
Can I investigate the room, or is it like totally destroyed?
Of course you can investigate the room.
Go investigate with some guidance. We're going to get a 13.
This room, you don't find a whole lot of things. You do find various fine metals that add up to about 60 gold pieces and 13 platinum pieces worth of metal.
Are we able to carry that much?
Yeah, is it like raw
These are
resources?
these are like very fine metals, like the wiring from the bolter and stuff like that. So yes, you're able to carry it.
Scoop it all up. So that would be an equivalent of 1,360 gold. Is that correct? Based upon that assumption. 13 platinum, 100 each, right? Plus 60.
Yeah? Question mark?
I thought platinum was 10 times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure platinum is 10
10.
times, but
So 190.
This is why we don't let you do the math.
I thought it was 100. Whatever. Shut up.
Yeah, the money's practically useless. You can't even use it for anything to buy anything.
You could use it.
yeah, it has been a bit since you guys saw a store.
It might be valuable for the watchers. They need some fine metal material we could trade for goods or items or something.
Sure.
Any other exits or entrances of this room?
There is another door besides the one that you came in.
Are we thinking we need a little rest here in this room? Cover a little bit first?
Yeah, I could probably use a short rest.
I don't think we've taken one. We haven't since we last rested.
Thurman's so tired. I don't feel I can rage.
Yeah, let me lean up against this wall here. Oh, yeah. I'm taking it. I'm doing it.
Okay, so we're going to search the room, take a short rest.
Okay. Nothing happens. That room and the other door is it has like several benches in it. It's a much better place to rest. It looks like it's sort of like a locker room where like people could change into their. You could see like metal lockers along the side that you're familiar with the concept of as sailors.
Andreas, could you play us a fine tune while we recover?
Yes, ready? Shanti. She was born on the Shanti. She was working on the Shanti. And sleep. Shanti. Siren sleep. There you go. Everybody gets 1d6 extra hit points.
That topped me off. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And then that door ends in a dead. There are no other doors other than the one you came in.
Backtracking it is then, eh?
Yeah, let's go
I
back.
got a whole whopping 1 extra hit point. Awesome.
One is all the
don't
difference.
spend them all on one attack.
That's right. That's right.
It could mean the difference between life and death. It's worth it. Let's backtrack we go.
How far do you want to backtrack?
What was the other color lights we didn't investigate? Was it the white ones?
White ones
These
you
are
did
blue.
investigate.
I don't
You
remember. I don't remember
investigated-
what the colors were.
The green.
Purple, and then you took the
We did all
green
the
out to
purple.
these. You did all the purple. That was to like the cafeteria area.
And then we didn't fully
Then you
do
did
the green, right?
that is out here to these classrooms, and then you did not do the white.
Oh.
The white it is.
Yeah. I wonder if that's like, I'm starting to form a theory about this place. See, I think, there's something going on here. What it is, we're going to find out. Huh?
What do you think was going on?
Well, I think it's some sort of either it's a facility, like a doomsday, like a hideout, something.
We haven't found any like corpses or anything around. Nothing, no like dried bones or anything.
No, you have not.
There's been nothing. So this place was likely
Well,
abandoned.
you did find one really friendly dried bone who asked for your help.
What? Andreas knows about him,
Oh yeah.
but that's not what I'm talking about.
You guys all know about him. Andre, the love of Andreas' life is not who I was talking about.
Oh, who? What? Who then?
You guys met this wonderful dude that pricked all of your divine senses. Remember, he wanted your help. You said no, so he said he was going to kill your whole families.
Yeah, the guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
That-
yeah.
Don't worry about that
The
guy.
guy who was inside 3 magical circles.
He's stuck.
Right.
He's fine. Don't worry
Wait,
about that
what
guy.
now?
Don't worry about him. He's fine.
Oh, does somebody want to fill Thaddeus in on the friend that you guys left behind?
Yeah, what? I have not heard about that whatsoever from any
Yeah,
of you.
there was
last week.
I forgot. I apologize.
Is that some sort of demon or wizard or
No, it was
a lich or something?
greater demon of some kind within multiple magic circles who was imprisoned by the crafters. They were trying to siphon and or control his power or gain it to fight the dreamers. And he kept asking us to let him free so that he would give us power. And we said, fuck you, and walked away. And then awkwardly walked back when we had to backtrack.
And we just like kind of walked past him and didn't look
Yeah.
at him.
Yeah. And he was like, let me
Yeah.
free. And we're like, fuck you. And
And
yeah,
then he said all kind of bad shit.
it was very rude.
You guys are so mean. It sounded like he really needed our help.
Nope.
He needs
Okay.
somebody's
How
help.
how do you know he was a greater demon?
But then there was the guy that was trying to help us find something, right?
No, he was trying to find something, and he also found Andreas.
Yeah, that's the love of Andreas' life, because no matter how much you guys helped him, he failed his saves.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And then there was the guy that was all bound and
You,
I
you
was-
guys
That's
have
the
you guys
guy.
have attempted every way to break Andreas free of that charm, and you're now convinced that he truly does love the man that you guys met in the kitchen.
I was making a sketch of him. the
How
other
do
day.
we know the demon is actually a demon? Like, is it in demon form? Like, looks like a demon?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, he was a very tall man in robes.
I
No,
thought he was
that's-
straight up demon.
Well, you used your divine senses on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I clocked him as a fiend immediately.
It's clear.
He is both a fiend and an undead.
All right.
He's in a circle of.
So double whammy.
Double
Got it.
whammy, yeah. Fuck that guy. We're not
Yeah.
going back there.
Super friendly pal, #1 fan.
Alex, you can have fun, but not that much fun.
Oh, he's undead. We must destroy him. The gatekeeper wills it.
One day we could return. But
Yeah,
not
we
this
should
day.
probably tell the Ballard about this guy down here. He'll
Can I
have
just
great
shoot
interest.
guiding bolts into him till he dies?
Probably not with the magic circles. I don't know, but we can ignore him for now and move on to the white area, please.
Oh, you guys are no fun. Okay.
So you guys move back, but now as you move through the twisting sort of like you move through the classrooms back to the way you came in. And then as you begin sort of moving through a hallway, the lights that were green begin to flicker. And the walls around you begin to sort of lose their artificial and craftsman-like qualities as they shift. One step looking like the decks below a boat.
Mm,
They move, then moving through like underground tunnels, and then through large mountain caves and passes, and forests, and briefly the halls of a castle, wrapped in tapestries and lit by flickering torchlight. As you move through down hallways, as the walls around you continue to change.
what has just happened?
What are you seeing? What I'm seeing, Andreas?
Did we get on some kind of train or something?
Did you what?
Is this like some Willy
Train.
Wonka shit? Like we're in the tunnel and stuff's changing?
Yeah. It
Did
is
you know-
changing for all of you. You guys are all seeing all of these things.
Did you know that scene was ad libbed?
It makes sense. And we're about to ad lib this. Everybody hold hands.
It wasn't ad libbed. It just wasn't in any of the children's scripts.
Oh, I thought it wasn't in the adults too. I thought it was just in.
Yeah, it was in. It was only in Gene Wilder's.
Yeah, that's what I. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Okay, hold hands. Keep together. I don't want Andreas's hand. I don't know where that's at. Recently. There was the frog.
I will hold Andreas's hand.
Okay. Thurman,
Andreas,
carry me.
You only feel cold metal.
Wow, what a creature you are, Siegfried.
Please don't hit on me. I know you have a husband.
You're a creature, I would think.
That seems rude.
I think there's nothing inside of that armor.
I literally showed you 5 minutes ago.
Well, who knows? It could be an illusion.
I will not dissuade your thoughts of illusions. Let's continue through this tapestry of madness.
Okay.
Tapestries.
Rich tapestry of madness.
As you guys continue down the hallway, the scenes about you become more and more familiar to each of you individually. Even Siegfried, whose memories of his life are not within his control, briefly can recognize in a moment of clarity, like his father's hall, as they walk through, and you see the misshapen, sort of deformed and scarred crest that is on his breastplate come into
Clear coat.
perfect sort of form along the tapestries briefly. in a way that is immediately recognizable to those of you who have spent months and months with Siegfried by now. You can see various taverns that Andreas remembers fondly as you guys continue to move through the hallway with the memories of what you have seen becoming stronger and stronger before you come up to a door that to each of you looks like the front door of the house you grew up in.
How is this here?
We've been through this type of thing before. Memory trickery. Don't believe what you see.
Wow.
Before on the boat, and several other times that I don't remember right now.
Several other times. I only remember the boat.
At least once, if not twice, maybe 3
Our
times.
names just changed to Blue. What is going on?
Oh,
This
no.
place is madness.
Maybe we're in the dream cycle somehow.
It looks like I brought to my home. My family is in here.
I like the red one the most.
I wonder if my mom will let me back in the house.
Please, someone investigate the door.
I would like to investigate the door with guidance. A 23.
You walk up to the door and it appears to be unlocked, just as you expected it would, as you reach out your hand, holding the key that entered into your father's hold.
Mama, I'm coming home.
Are you gonna stand there or open the door?
No, that he got me with that one.
Okay, let's open it.
But
Mama, let me in.
everyone's seeing different things. How do I have the key for all of us?
So you actually don't know that they're seeing different things. You just know that you see this door and that they saw the hallway.
Friends, are you ready to meet my family? We're
I'm-
going through the
It's
door.
my family.
What do you mean it's your family? This is apparently this is
It's my door.
absolutely no. You don't. This is the key. I hold up my hand with the key. This is the key to my family's door. My dad's hold.
That sure is your dad's hole.
Well, I'm looking right here, and this is my mama's door. I can tell.
This is my mama's door.
I can tell because of the way it's falling off the hinges like this. See, nobody fixes
Does not
anything
look
around
like your
here.
daddy's hole.
And I can tell because a big brown line halfway up the door is when it flooded that one year.
I don't recognize any of these details. If we could get through the door, perhaps we could find some answers.
Siegfried, what you see is a large reinforced wooden door it's reinforced by metal, with a large knocker shaped like an eagle with a lion's face staring out of it, with the knocker sort of held in the lion's jaws.
I'm gonna use that knocker. I want to pound that knocker.
I could pound the knocker all day and all night.
So Siegfried, you take the knocker in your door and you slam it, and what you guys, the rest of you see is you just sort of see Siegfried walk up and put his hand against the door.
This will announce our presence to anyone inside. We shall be greeted as heroes.
I wonder if they have any drink here. Huh?
Of course.
Let me
course,
dip my
it's-
beak.
It's my father's house. We're
Oh,
dwarfs, of
yeah.
course, so we have drink.
Oh, you're classy.
Yeah, I'll open the door with the key.
Your father's house had this symbol on the knocker.
I don't
What-
want to go
what's
back
the-
to my house.
knocker? What knocker?
Why? How about I just come to your house instead?
My mother had huge knockers on her door.
I bet.
How many?
Was she a big girl? I used-
Huge.
Yeah, was your dad a big man?
Even bigger.
That's a big baby that you must have been, huh?
What were his knockers like? Did they look like this? Please, let's go inside.
Can we just go to Thaddeus's house where the dwarves?
I'd like to open the door now, please.
I don't want to go back to my house. I'll be
So
honest with you.
Thaddeus, you guys open the door, and inside of that home, you guys can now see sort of. It's not quite a cloud, but it looks, as you stare at it longer, it looks like it's a crowd of just sort of flickering, half-formed, silvery shapes that are sort of shaped like people. And as they turn to you and you focus on them, they'll briefly look like somebody who you knew. Andreas sees, former crewmates and his first captain, who snarls at him as he rushes at him, but right before he can strike Andreas, flickers out of existence and no longer exists. Siegfried, you see you see a man wearing similar armor to yourself and a similar greatsword in his hand, swinging it around as if he's teaching a small boy and showing somebody how to do the strokes. Thaddeus, you see the high priest of the temple in which you trained, leading the entire congregation through a funeral procession through this town. But even those shapes you guys only see when you can focus on an individual one. Thurman, of course, sees fellow crew members, including the captain whose body he once found in the bilge of a ship, and his family members and his brother and his father, and these people flicker out of the mist briefly, taking form before passing back into the crowd that swirls and shapes, and you guys can't see everything.
My mentor doesn't exist. He has died. How could he be here? I want him to be here.
I remember. I saw Avernus. He taught me how to fight, how to use the blade. He can't be here. This is madness.
Grimjaw, is this you? Talk to me. Why? What happened to you?
Grimjaw isn't here, Thurman. There's no way he is here.
But look at him, he's right over there.
Not right over there.
Well, hey, I just saw old Captain Blackheart over there.
It's once again playing with our minds like the door. Steel your mind against it.
Of course, these things are trying to mess with our brains again. Huh.
So the only thing we see is this mist, right? And it keeps
But
forming
it's
figures.
not really a mist. It's literally just like a crowd of these figures pressing into and through each other.
So like images almost?
Sure.
I'm just
All
trying
right.
to visualize what it looks like.
Sort of like
Projections.
insubstantial projections of the
Yeah.
of the people that you know.
Yeah.
Are they
Yeah,
changing
like-
and shifting, or
They're
are they pretty static?
intertwining.
They're moving and like getting shifted and taken in precedence based on like sort of who is focused where and what you're looking at.
Do they manifest like as we see them? Do they manifest to everybody else as they, or we see them as we see them, and everybody else sees them as they see them?
It seems like a good question to ask your fellows what they see.
Right.
I see Grimjaw. What do you see? He's right over there. You see him right here. You see where I'm pointing.
Do we see Grimjaw?
You do.
I see Avernus, my mentor. He's there.
And where Siegfried points, you guys see a fully plate mailed man who, as I described earlier, appears to be teaching sword points to somebody who's not there.
Huh.
Even then, briefly before they're pushed back behind just a gaggle of naked, heavy breasted women.
Huh.
Heyo. This must be Thaddeus's vision.
Or Andreas's.
Oh yeah.
Probably Andreas.
His lost loves,
My
quote unquote.
lives. What is the
gonna-
meaning of this?
I'm gonna draw the greatsword and hold it out in an on guard position towards my shade. Does it react?
No.
I'm gonna take a swipe at it, see what happens.
Give me an attack.
It's 12.
Your sword parts through and destroys the echo.
Look at that.
And it's gone.
Yes.
Thurman,
You're not Grimjaw. You're not him. Lao, lao, lao.
I go after him with my battle axe.
So any of these that you guys attempt to destroy, your weapons easily part, and then you don't see those images again.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of these things existing out here like a copy of me or a copy of my people out here. You know, just kind of like records of our life that they have access to, and they just looking at it, looking at it.
we know the dreamers can interpret our memories and display images of the past. If this is a creator stronghold, perhaps they were replicating or duplicating that ability somehow. Maybe.
Huh. Or maybe it has something to do with taking some kind of dream form from the dream world and manifesting it somehow in the real world.
Maybe. Is there anything else in this room that we see? Where are we?
You guys pass through the images, sort of parting them as you move forward with your body. And the room that you're in is a large room, certainly filled with various images from your past and your dreams and your hopes. And then there is a portal in the edge that's sort of off to your left, as you can turn once again as you move into one of those shifting hallways.
Hold hands again. Keep together.
I'm not holding Andreas's.
Same word as I will hold Andreas' hand.
Thurman, carry me.
Little dwarven
Come
baby.
here. I will carry you.
Oh my god, can we get one of those like baby sacks, put it on Thurman, and I'll just ride around in it?
What are these called?
Baby Bjorns.
Bjorn.
Baby Bjorn. Oh yeah.
They work really well for the first 3 months, and that baby's too big, and you'll die.
That's right. That's right.
I just want to shoot guiding bolts, basically out of Thurman's chest.
I'm pretty
Turn him into
certain
Iron Man.
you don't have that many spells left.
Well then you didn't update my shit.
Martin was tracking it.
We
not
long
me.
rested, didn't we?
I can't change
Yeah,
his stuff.
we
Short
have a long-
rested?
Yeah, we don't have a. We didn't.
Oh
have
God. Oh.
Whoops.
Whoopsie.
Spend that shit.
I'm gonna check my stuff.
I was told my thing was up to date.
I said Alex had to do that.
It might be.
Couldn't do anything.
I'm looking at it. It might be.
Didn't use that many spells.
No, you really did.
I blew through like, all my good spell slots.
Yes, you did. But we're moving through. There's another shifting hallway.
You guys move through the hallway once again, and then it sort of widens into another room. In this room, something about it both recently feels familiar, but as you look on, it's almost like an image is superimposed of like the hearth that is the place that you call home for Andreas. It's a favorite inn of his that is in that you guys actually were all in Huadaga. For Thurman, it's his father's hearth with the large cauldron in the middle and fire and benches ringing it where the family can sit as they share food. Um, Siegfried, it briefly elongates and looks as if it's a grand hall before shrinking back into itself, and you can see as your eyes sort of focus and refocus as it shifts back and forth between the dreams. And Thaddeus, your room looks out, and it's the small kitchen in the monastery where you were trained. And briefly, out of the corner of the eye, you can almost see the woman who is responsible for making the food. And most people wouldn't think this kitchen was anything special, but for you, it certainly had always felt like home. But then, as if out of the corner of your eye, briefly, you guys can feel your wills sort of stealing themselves, and you feel the medallions that you're wearing sort of burn hot. And briefly, you can see that this room is the kitchen in which you had found the box that you can't open, and in which Andreas had met his husband.
Can
Go in a circle.
like when I feel that, can I look at the image I see in the corner of my eye, like snap to it?
No, I mean when you sort of focus on where you thought you saw her, she's not there.
But then does it like which image happens when I focus on that point? Am I back to like the monastery hearth, or is it
Give
like the
me
kitchen?
an intelligence save as you try to figure out where you are.
19.
You can tell that both are very, very real, but in very different ways. It's almost like you have found yourself in an echo of the place that you were in. The effects of your thoughts and your memory seems to be shaping what you perceive.
So even if I like try and focus on the kitchen with that, like the kitchen we found Andreas's love of his life in, like it still tries to pull me back to the other kitchen.
You can tell essentially that this place where you are um, is anchored to that kitchen, but it has very little real proximity to do with that kitchen.
Was that kitchen the like second, since I wasn't here last week, was that like the second place we explored?
Is in the first
Here.
place you explored.
It was the first place? Okay. I got nothing.
I'm just completely and totally confused.
If I walk up to like a table and close my eyes and try to touch the table, what happens?
You reach your hand out and you feel yourself running your hand as if it's ungloved across the smooth wood of a very finely made oaken table. And it's the first time that you felt anything since you woke up with Thaddeus.
Everybody,
Right.
look, we're going to have dinner. My father's serving food. We all eat. Look how juicy and good this is.
This is not right. This is another echo of the place we've been.
No, it's true. Look, we're going to eat like kings.
Use your will. I don't have any.
So we came into this place through the doorway we found in the ground, and then we went to the kitchen first, right?
You followed a light that happened to go to the kitchen, yes.
Yeah. So may we keep going and go through all the places we've been and go through where we've been also. And we'll find what's controlling all of this at the end.
All right, so I want you guys then to describe as you move through the area where the frog monster was. Something that your character has is like a dark secret from their past, and like the entry into that. As that memory is awakened as you pass through the secret door that was in the back of the larder equivalent here. Andreas, what do you see?
Well, I'm not proud of this moment, but we were all starving to death, and well, I stole the last 4 of the little biscuits that were left, and I ate them all to myself. I ate them all. I even let the crumbs spill down. I didn't let the crumbs let the crumbs just fall onto the ground because I was so filled with the crackers. They were my crackers. But you can't blame me. I was just a victim in this whole situation caused by these wars.
Thurman.
I remember this night. It's all coming back. This is the night I left my family because I didn't believe in what they were trying to do. They wanted us to live a certain way. I wanted them to accept some of the ways of our ancestors. I left. I betrayed them.
Siegfried.
I see a woman struggling to give birth alone while her betrothed squire is off training and preparing for war.
Thaddeus.
I see the night my leader of the church where I was trained was starting to fall ill, and I felt the pull of the gatekeeper to push him onward, but I didn't want to lose him, so I tried to bring him back, and he suffered. He suffered so much because it was the wrong way to go, instead of just passing peacefully into the night.
Okay. You guys pass through the doorway and continue, and you see now once again a large chamber, rimmed now in hellfire, and yet still in the middle, bound here as well as he was in the real world. You see the true form of the archdemon and the archlich both, and the hellfire that radiates from him, bound within the 3 circles.
No, wait, he's both or 2 different ones?
He's both.
He's both. Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
What have you done?
Oh, why can't we be best friends?
Called it. Just saying, called it.
Why can't we be
We can be friends, dwarf. Release me. I shall undo this changing.
What have you done?
What were they doing to you here?
They have bound me.
What purpose?
Release me.
No, answer me.
Last time he said, just for clarity, that they were using him to. Maybe he just implied they were using him to fight the Dreamers. I don't remember if he probably not even telling the truth, but excuse me, the crafters bound him to get his power for whatever reason. Whether or not it's lie, don't know.
Release me.
This place reveals your true form, monster. We will never release you.
It reveals yours as well, creature.
Ooh, when he says that, I look at Siegfried.
And now you see Siegfried. You see both like the shining armor that he was in life, but you can tell that inside, what is left is wasting and decayed and weakened. But nonetheless, you can see that it's bound by some sort of eldritch energy that goes throughout his body, sort of like limiting the joints with a faint light. But most importantly, you see that his sword here in this room glows with that same energy.
Is the energy like shifting at all or anything, or it's pretty stable?
It looks sort of like it's coursing away from the sword and into his body. Your older ones have no power here. Even bound. This is my domain. Release me and I shall break their hold.
Your words are poison. We
Yeah,
should
what are you
move on.
talking about? Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do for us if we set you free?
Stay here then.
Can't you tell us a little something about the Dreamers, huh?
For what?
We're just trying
With
to...
what do you bargain for information?
Oh, never mind.
Gotcha.
Never mind.
I shall tell you, and I shall answer a question about it.
Oh, no. I'm not falling for that. I guess we ought to keep moving. He's going to next say, release me again.
Awkwardly shuffle past, give him middle fingers again. That's like the third time. Just keep going.
Yeah, I walk with my head turned away from him and try to act like I'm having a conversation with Thurman.
You guys move through, and now you enter an area that appears to be an ancient and deeply dark forest. The trees forming a canopy overhead that blocks out even the stars. That you can. There's something about this area that makes it feel like it's night, even though your inner sort of clock tells you that it's still midday. But there's something that is old and terrifying about this forest as you move through it.
Oh, be on your guard. I have animal friendship song just on the tip of my tongue, I tell you.
I like the friends too with the animals too.
I love animals too.
There must be birdies in these trees.
I bet you there's birdies, but there's something dark about this place. Very dark.
Does anyone have memories of deep, dark forests?
Oh, not me. I grew up on the docks.
Does this forest look familiar to me? Mr.
No,
World?
no, Thaddeus, it's not.
This is not the forest I grew up in.
Does this look like my forest in the mountains?
No, Thurman, it is not.
Hmm.
Are we talking pine trees or deciduous?
Deciduous.
Coniferous.
Coniferous or deciduous?
Can you tell us how tall the trees are? And what season is it?
How do
They-
the saplings look? Are they living a quality
The-
life?
so
Are
these
people
trees
deriving
are
syrup out of them?
these trees are larger and older than any trees that you've seen. They appear to largely be ash and elder trees,
Hmm.
with
Classic.
the occasional holly tree or mistletoe bush. But generally, this is a very ancient and old forest that you're in.
Is there a lot of underbrush or is it mostly tall trees?
It's both manicured and not, as if it grew intentionally, but not curated.
Hmm. They got a nice feng shui with this forest, even though it has a dark undertone to it. Well, I guess we should just keep exploring. But I mean, I think when we get back, Ballard maybe has some answers for this demon here.
Maybe Ballard has the people required to handle that and can send it back from whence it came.
Yeah. Or maybe
Oh,
Ballard is this
You know,
whole
not once it came, it must be destroyed.
well, yeah.
With similar outcome, but yes.
Banish
Once
him.
it came, Archlich, Archdemon, be gone.
I mean, I feel bad leaving such a horror behind us, and for some other fool to scramble against there and release him. You know, this is a real danger.
He is in his prison.
Yeah.
Best to leave him there for now. And continue onwards through this forest and discover whose memory this is.
Hmm.
Yes, it seems like it is none of ours. We must be on our guard. There might be someone else here.
All right, I'm gonna just step away like about 25 feet from these guys so I can use my stealth ability. And I say I'll just scout ahead a little bit as we're exploring using my stealth.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Okay. 12.
So you attempt to carefully place your feet as you move through the trees here and skirt from shadow to shadow. And being slightly ahead of the others, you're the first to see as ahead, sort of a vine curtain hangs before opening up in a grotto. And there, the sort of clearing, you can see as if a moonbeam has pierced the canopy. And inside it, you can see two thin human features sort of intertwined as they're bound and trapped within the moonbeam that you see.
Okay, I sneak back to the group. I tell, hey, there's some kind of twins wrapped in a moonbeam. It's wild looking. What do you think?
They were asleep or just bound.
Maybe bound, maybe under some sort of spell. They weren't moving. And
Well,
it's
I guess
light.
they didn't notice you or draw attention to themselves or anything.
Well, I'm pretty stealthy, so I don't think they heard me. You know?
Let's investigate that as a group.
All right, let's go in. And I'll tell you one thing, Thurman. You know what? You know what, Thurman? Thurman.
What do you want?
Take it to the limit. Walk along the razor's edge.
I
You
love
gotta
what you
give
say
it.
here.
All right,
You get me pumped.
I give you a 1d8 bardic inspiration.
Nice.
Okay.
You guys move into this place, and immediately, Thurman and but especially Thaddeus and his sort of passive wisdom can tell that this grotto is not naturally shaped. You guys have all spent at some point at least a little bit of time in forest, and you've never seen a clearing in a forest that was perfectly square. And then in the middle of this, you guys look up and you see sort of the lithe and androgynous, sort of barely, like thinly clothed forms trapped with their eyes staring out inside this moonbeam as they sort of just like slowly rotate.
Oh, wild.
Are
There's
their
two-
eyes moving at all, or just
No,
like
they
they're
both
focused in one
have
point?
shocking red hair as they seem to be just sort of staring out into the area in front of them, but they don't react if you like wave your hand in front of them or anything like that. But they
Are
have
there
bright,
any knockers?
piercing green eyes. They no,
Oh my God.
they're very sort of
beautiful.
androgynous in forms.
Oh my God. Look at them.
How far off the ground?
Are they
They're about 4 feet off the ground.
godlings or something? They're godlings.
Is there a can I reach out? Is there like a physical barrier in this square?
Yeah. So as you reach out, right as your hand would hit the edge of the moonbeam, it feels as if you're striking something hard.
No, my other hand. Anyways.
Jesus.
I had to do it. I don't have any anti-magic stuff.
How do we break the spell? It's got to be a spell of some sort. I'm going to do an Arcana check. Go deep in my knowledge banks. An 8
Guidance.
plus 11 total.
I don't know why Thaddeus is randomly praying over you as you try to ponder things. But you don't recall. You recall briefly a story of a boy who got trapped in the woods and then found themselves trapped in a moonbeam. But you're unsure of the details beyond that.
Huh. I'm going to walk out to the four corners. See if there's any, I don't know, little gems or something.
Give me an intelligence save as you walk around.
Okay.
Save or check?
Save.
11.
Is it divination magic?
It's not divination magic. It is not help. It is not searching for him. This is just similar to the check that Thaddeus made in the kitchen. But Andreas is unable to tell the difference between this and a grove in the deep and ancient woods.
If I look up, is there like a source for this light?
As you look up, you do see the moon sort of shining through the trees down into this grove. And it's like a beam that has perfectly intersected these two thin women and is holding them floating in the air.
Huh. I don't know. Maybe we could wait for the sun to come up and then the moon will be gone and then they'll be here and we can meet them. I mean, I hope they're not so grim as Ballard and all those, you know. I kind of hate to break the news to these gals that the situation is so bad here. They might want to just stay in the moonbeam.
I have an idea. That might be better than that. But I don't want to waste a spell slot because it doesn't work. If I block the rays of the moon from being able to be in the square, would that break the spell? Mr. World, Dice Daddy?
I don't know. Would it?
Would it? You son of a bitch. All right. We'll lift the visor of the helm a little bit, so black smoke starts pouring out of my face holes, and it will rise up above them, covering the canopy, and above us will be a giant black sphere of nothingness, hopefully blocking the light. And I will cast darkness above us.
Okay, so as the smoke passes out and covers the area and blocks the moon, instead you see now that instead of the moon, as you look at these two girls, you see they're wrapped tightly in wicked, long barbed thorns that appear to pierce their skin instead of being trapped in the moonbeams. As your darkness sort of comes out, and out of that darkness comes these thorns that are wrapping these two women and piercing them and holding them in place. As the dream shifts to account for this new phenomenon.
Can we reach them now? Is it able to get the vines out of their bodies?
It's exactly the same. Just as far away from them as before, your hand seems to hit something that is solid.
In frustration, could I just shoot an Eldritch Blast up to where the moon was? Try to break something.
You could, yeah.
Do you want me to make an attack roll?
Yeah.
One's an unnatural 1 for an 8, but the other one's a 18.
So you blast, and the magic from your blast seems to just hit some impenetrable thing before it would strike them or the thorns.
I meant up towards the moon, but whatever.
Up doesn't do anything different either.
Yeah. Run out of ideas.
Maybe we just have to keep making this dreamer change his dream. A little dream for the dreamer. How about this? And I cast light cantrip upon the elven females.
So you reach out to touch, and instead you hit a glass, and now the entire thing just sort of glows, and you can't even see them, as something between you and them is now glowing with light.
Oh man, I guess I didn't make it any better with that. Oh, okay. Now I step back about 10 feet and I create a mage hand. And I start moving my mage hand in. Is it blocked?
Yeah.
I take the mage hand and I hold it up to like the faces of them and start like waving,
No, they don't
so-
react to that at all.
clicking my fingers.
One room was to comfort us, and the other room was where we were when we were back in the kitchen. What?
Huh. You know, at one point, Thaddeus, I think I remember trying to deeply concentrate on something, and it almost came to be real. I don't know if it was in the dream world
Okay, give me a
or the real world.
Andreas, then give me a charisma save. As you try to concentrate and steal your will.
11.
All right, you don't have much will to steal.
Rolled a 5. I have +6 to charisma. Why don't you try it? I feel like I'm on the verge of becoming a psionicist here.
What did you do? What did you try to do?
I just like focused my mind just like on that light beam that was here. Now that, and I was going to say I was just going to make it disappear and have these 2 female redheads here, and we can help them. And I feel
So
like
you
I was so
focused
close
your mind to move the beam,
to move the vines.
the vines. Okay, that's what
Yeah.
I'm going to do. I'm going to focus hard.
All right,
Use my willpower.
Okay, roll a wisdom check.
$17.
You focus your mind, Thaddeus, and briefly you're able to dispel entirely the image of the forest grove, and instead you can see a room very similar to the other rooms that you've been moving through. You see sort of a sterile metal table, and in the middle of the room you see a large glowing glass cylinder in which the 2 women are suspended inside, or the 2 androgynous elf. They're women, but they don't need to look. They don't look particularly feminine, as they are bound inside of a tube. And you can also see long desks rimming the giant squares. There's a hallway on either end and doors, and you can see that for about half a minute before your will begins to falter through lack of training and lack of focus.
I take my trusty shovel to the cylinder.
Okay?
Does it disappear for all of us?
No.
This is a terrible idea. 20 to hit the fucking cylinder with my shovel.
You hit it.
5 damage.
Okay. You don't appear to do much damage to this thing. In fact, it's sort of one of the last things you see is there's a barrier. Right, there's a barrier there as your shovel hits it, but the barrier doesn't feel physical. As your hammer strikes it, it's like your hammer stops, and then with a wrench you pull it away, and you look at that portion of your hammer.
Shovel.
Or your shovel.
Shovel.
Your shovel. Is ripped away from the rest of your shovel and remains stuck in the barrier.
Okay. Is there any, like, you said the cylinder, is there like things connected to the cylinder? Can I follow like tubes or anything?
There were a lot
wires?
of tubes and wires connected to the top and the bottom of the cylinder, yes.
Okay, is there like, in this room, is there like a main, like control point, I guess I'm looking for, like, other than the cylinder? Like, where everything else is going to?
Give me another check.
Like a investigation or wisdom? Or
Wisdom check.
Wisdom, okay. 18.
So you are once again able to sort of steal your mind and focus and look about the room, and you can follow the wires over to a section of the counter that's unlike anything you've seen, except for back at what's that place called? The Watchers live in Feathervey. in the teleportation circle room. And you look down and you see a bunch of panels written in an archaic language that you don't understand at all. That briefly then gives way to a ornate and poisonous-looking flower bush as your mind is retaken.
Thaddeus, what do you see?
You must steel your mind. You must focus hard. This what we see here is not where we are. This is a vision. You must focus on where we were and not what we are seeing.
Dice Daddy, I want to get hard.
Okay, give me a wisdom check.
Not very good.
You can also use charisma.
Oh, well, I will use charisma and get a 16.
So you are then able to steal your will and focus and pierce through the forest to reveal the sort of sterile lab. And now you see the strange barrier that these two women are suspended in. And you can see the wires and you can see the counter in front of Thaddeus before it all fades and returns to the grove and the flowers and the vines that have bound them because your darkness spell is still up.
I'm going to use some quick intuition and try to slap those wires with the greatsword on the ground. Break the connection. Would you like me to roll to attack?
Yes.
I'm going to miss. Ooh, no, 24.
So you swing down at what looks like some tree roots where you are. However, right before your tree root pierce the root, it bounces as if it's protected by some sort of arcane barrier.
Well, I give up. Let's leave them in the cage and we can keep going.
You guys, Andreas, give me a history check.
Okay. Right. 10.
I can focus hard day and night. Ow.
Andreas, you've told a lot of stories and sang a lot of songs in your life. And as you look up, you sort of are reminded of a story of fey creatures and the effect that silver or cold iron could have on those things.
Huh. Yeah, but we don't want to stab the twins in there, right?
My beautiful blades will snap these vines like little babies.
I mean, we can use silver. What's the silver for? What are we gonna do with the silver? Cut the cords with the silver knife? What's that?
Do I know
The
what's
silver
going on?
knife? Cold
talking,
iron?
He's talking to himself.
Cold iron, silver knife? Cold iron, silver knife? Black steel in our chaos? What? Huh. I don't have anything silver. I don't know. I can't concentrate hard enough to do it, guys.
Thurman, your weapons are silver.
Do you have silver weapons, Thurman?
Yeah.
Wow, you thought of everything. That's classy.
What's it
Thurman,
like,
attack these roots.
Hold on.
Yeah, somehow these roots are keeping these
15.
twins. These twins are trapped by these roots.
What'd you get?
15 and a 14.
So you, is that with both axes or with just one?
Both axes.
So you take both axes and swing them down into the roots. And then as you hold these axes, it's like your hands are stuck to them. As arcane energy rips through those axes, passing along the silvered lines in your family weapons and flowing into your body and up your elbows. And you can see the energy cackling and coursing and going up your veins as it goes. You are knocked unconscious as you take 80 points of some kind of damage that you don't have resistance to.
Not
Pure
right now.
Pure arcane energy
Oh, I'm
that
down.
knocks you out.
That's-
Though briefly, everyone else can see your weapons glowing with that same energy before you collapse. And then you see the two women in the middle of the room crumpled to the ground as if dropped, literally, as they bounce onto the ground. And Phelan and Folan, the two of you, moments ago, you had looked out and you had seen the Kalashtar who had been forcing Phelan over and over again to use her magic, and Folan, uh, you know, bound to watch as wires were run through her body and the magical responses to various stimuli forced. That was your last memory, but now instead you look out and you see four strange men. One of
Extremely
whom
good
is
looking.
about 7 feet tall and almost unclothed, laying unconscious on the ground, two faintly glowing axes in his hands. A short man holding a broken shovel and a suit of armor um, are in the room with you, but again, you find yourself in a space that feels like home, but it is definitely not home immediately, especially to Folan. The wrongness of this place and the unnaturalness of this place is apparent to the ranger.
My first point of action is going to be to scramble to my feet and also help Phelan to their feet as well. And then in a sort of shocked way, you see as I get to my feet, about 6'2", much taller than a typical standard elf would be, a honeyed skin tone, bright red hair, very vibrant green eyes. And my reaction is very much so absorbing the surroundings and that of shock without acting on emotional impulse, taking the logic ground to try to absorb what's actually happening.
And as Folan here helps me to my feet, I'm going to be looking around, absorbing my surroundings as well. Although I'm a little bit less calm and my fingers are twitching as if I'm ready to start flinging magic as I have been forced to do up until just a few moments ago, or at least a few moments to me.
You guys see these two people do that, knock yourselves out.
Are we still in like a foresty thing? Is that still what we
Yes.
see? No, Siegfried will go into a on guard position right away. Say, "Who are you? What is this? Why were you in stasis?"
Phelan and Folan, he's speaking to you in a language that when you were taught when you were younger, it's the language of the mortals of the land of Gaia.
In Sylvan, I'm going to speak to Phelan first, taking their hand to steady the sort of off-kilter wibbly wobbiness. That way, nobody gets shot, us included. And I will introduce us together. We're in Sylvan, by the way, not just standard common Elvish. I'll introduce us in the language we learned as children to be Phelan and Fallen of the Twilight Court.
So she chatters at you in gibberish because none of you understand that.
Let me. I am going to cast Comprehend Languages. And I say, hello. You were bound up in that, and we freed you from that. Now, I am Andreas. These are my companions, my shipmates. We're a long way from home. This is Siegfried. This is Thaddeus. And the poor fellow there who basically sacrificed his life to save you is Thurman. And if you just excuse me for 1 second, we mean you no harm whatsoever. But we need to tend to his wounds before he dies.
Oh, did he get knocked out?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I took 80 points of damage.
Oh no! I must have said. Sorry. I can if you'll. I mean, I'll bend down and give him a point of
Such a
healing
casual.
hands, so he
Stop
comes
it.
back up, laying hands on
I
him.
slap your hands and I fucking go spare the dying. He's fine.
I'll give him a point for free.
I don't even. No, stop it! Don't give him a
He's-
point. You
he's
waste
up.
my healing.
He's pointing.
Like
Shh.
you,
Shh.
a guiding bolt, Siegfried.
No. Booming blade, Thaddeus. Let's pop this off. Anyways,
I start
No.
walking backwards slowly.
Wow.
you're
what
next.
happened? Oh, I feel so bad.
You got hit by a gigantic bolt of arcane energy. But you were hitting a tree root. That was crazy. Never seen that before.
Tree's never done that to me before. I
Huh.
chopped him down with my precision and strength.
All right. Now that I see Thurman is okay. Now, listen. I start speaking in Elvish.
They do absolutely look like elves to you, Andreas.
I say, firstly,
It's been a long time since you've seen an elf, but you did learn their language.
firstly, I'd like to say we are peaceful people and we do not wish you any harm. And we are refugees. You know the word refugees?
I'm gonna blink at you a little bit when you talk in Elvish to me slowly, right? Like how you're asking me if I understand, and I'm gonna speak very plainly back to you in Elvish, and just very 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 plain tone. Thank you for saving us. This place has been much draining on my sibling and myself.
I can imagine. But what's your name?
I am Fallen. This is my sibling Phelan.
I reach my hand out to shake your hand.
I'm gonna like flinch back hesitantly.
Okay, we can start off slow. Listen, here's one thing I just want to tell you before you guys go on your way or we go on our way. And that is, I beg you, not there is a demon not far from here that you may encounter if we should separate. And I tell you, please do not release the demon.
What is this demon you speak of? Is she here?
It's some sort of arch-lich. Siegfried, what's the name of this thing?
It is a monster.
It wouldn't tell us its name. It's probably has something to do with the powers of demons.
Demons' names are powerful. It would not give it up willingly. It will lie and deceive you to free itself.
What is Arch Lich? I do not understand this evil.
Is a powerful undead being, along with mixed in with a powerful demon at the same time. It is protected by 3 circles of binding to keep it in place. If that isn't enough information to keep you away from it, I pray that you think wisely and take our heed.
Phelan, you've certainly never heard of a creature that needed to be bound within 3 circles.
Now, do you understand where you are?
I don't know where this place is, but evil, terrible things happen to people here. And I very much would like to take Phelan and get out.
I agree with you. I want to leave this place too. We just have to do a little more investigating down here, and then I think we could say that. I mean, so for instance, right now, this is not a forest here. This is actually all kind of a mind tricks that's being played upon us through some horrible psychic or psionicist machinations. So everything is not as it seems.
In perfect high elvish court, Siegfried will say, do you, either of you two, recognize this forest, these surroundings? This place seems to prey on our memories and our past.
Mr. World, is this a forest that we recognize yet?
It has the characteristics of forest that you would recognize, but as was immediately apparent to you, it's very much not the natural shape of the forest. But as you look around at this, a lot of this would feel very at home near where you were captured.
I will relay that information to Siegfried. In equally like proper Elvish, matching your respect, because respect.
I don't know if there is a way out, but if we can leave this place together in one piece, I am willing to do so.
Would you happen to have a spare bow on you?
I mean, I have my sword, but I could give you my bow. I mean, I could just use my sword.
I only would like to borrow it until we're able to retrieve our things.
Okay. Here you go.
Thanks.
It has a 600 feet range. 600 feet.
I'll have to show you a trick sometime to turn that 600 into 1200.
Oh.
Phelan, are you okay? Do you mind joining with these men to get out of here?
I just want to leave. Just want to leave.
We'll get on out. We'll get out of here together if you want. I think that's the safest thing.
Is anyone hurt other than Thurman currently? New friends.
They
Does
are not
extreme mental
suffering
trauma?
injured. They're not suffering surface injuries, though you can see that Phelan has a great many sort of recent superficial cuts and like small holes along where elven veins to be located.
Ah,
With a medicine check, can I know if healing magic will help with that, or does that have to be natural healing? Or do I
Um,
even need to make a check?
You can tell that probably at this instant it's not bothering her because she's not suffered any damage, but they certainly are effective there. You could certainly remove the superficial wounds with some sort of magic if you felt like it.
Would it be a healing spell, or maybe like lesser restoration?
It'd be like if you burned like any level of healing, it would remove her minor wounds.
Okay. And Thurman, you're done fucked up, right?
Oh yeah, that's an understatement.
Ow.
Ow, ow, ow! It hurts.
Yes, we will start praying to the gatekeeper to heal us up. And I will do prayer of healing.
We should stab electronics more often. It's awesome.
If it powers up your axes, we can stab
Supercharged.
all the electron. I will burn prayer of healings all day long.
Quick, find the nearest Radio Shack.
Everybody stab a root.
Just as
No.
long as everyone knows, strange women are not going to appear every time you stab electronics.
We're
Huh.
1 for 1 so far.
Not
We
every
got a good record.
time,
If
but if it
Radio
works
Shack-
20% of the time.
right, 60% of the time it works every time.
Now,
yeah, that's good.
now skip over the Radio Shacks. Let's go to the Best Buys. Okay. God damn it. Okay, I will do one round of 2d. What the hell does it do? 2d8 plus 4 healing to Phelan, since we know she is hurt. That will be 14 to her.
I will kind of look at my wounds as they disappear and look up to you and whisper, thank you.
Did I get you guys backwards? So Phelan, you didn't have the wounds because they tortured you differently than they did different experiments on you than they did on Phelan. Phelan was the one with the wounds.
Then yes, you got us mixed up.
Yes.
Okay. Then to Phelan.
Oh, come on.
That's a
To
big
Phelan,
contract.
I
This is
give
gonna be
that
fun.
14.
Definitely the last time
Yeah.
that'll ever happen.
Phelan and Fallen.
Yeah.
Right. We're never going to get that confused again. Ever.
Never.
Phelan, Fallen.
Shoot,
Fallen, Phelan.
shooty 1 and magic 1. Oh, that's terrible. But to Phelan, I will do the first round of healing for 14.
Yeah, I will have a similar reaction and thank you as well in Elvish.
Which I don't understand whatsoever.
She said thank you.
Oh, that was nice of her. Can you say thank you back for me, Siegfried, since I don't speak Elvish?
I think you, Elfu, was healed. I think I was supposed to say you're welcome, but he doesn't know what I'm saying, so it's okay.
Shh, I'm casting a spell. I don't know what's going on right now. Okay, next one, 14 to Mr. Thurman.
Gee. Thanks. No, I'm just kidding.
And hold on. That's only number 2, buddy.
Oh,
We have
okay.
8 more to go.
Hey now.
Yes, 9 for
Plus
the third
9.
one.
Okay, so 14 plus 9.
17 for the next one.
Okay, 40,
14 for that one. For
and
the
you can
fifth.
stop.
Does anyone else need healing? Anyone? Anyone?
We're all pretty good.
I lost my
No,
inspiration.
I'm
obviously.
seriously. I have like 5 more heals to go. If anyone
Yeah, I'm
needs healing,
100%.
everyone's 100%. Poland, Phelan,
You the
Siegfried.
elves. They're new.
No, we're good.
Go back to the demon, heal him.
Well, give me my extra hit point then. I'll be at max if no one else
Boom.
needs any.
Done.
All right, bum. I'm so pumped.
Yeah. I fucking love that spell.
Healing people to max is real good. Out of
Mhm.
arrest. Can we maneuver
10
our way
ra-
out of here?
10 rounds of 2d8 plus 4 right now.
If multiple people were down, would your ability go off on each one?
Yes, every healing, as long as they're at 0
Oof.
HP. Yeah,
That's crazy.
but it takes me 10 minutes to cast that spell, so I can't use it in combat. Yeah,
But if you were the only one left alive,
but
So
room
it's
of 10
post-
people.
It's
but
post battle, basically.
or I can do Aura Vitality and do that in combat with concentration, and that's basically Spirit Guardians but healing. So it's
Yeah,
a
I think-
2d6.
Yeah, I think I remember you using that effectively.
I have not used it. I've only used Prayer of Healing so far.
Okay.
I'm going to speak to Siegfried in Elvish since he spoke it the best and more like equal to what I'm used to. We should move before they come back for their experiments. We should go.
Who was they?
I agree.
I don't know who they are, but they're terrible.
Yeah, they were doing experiments on you. I mean, these bastards. I'll tell you, we have an ally of sorts here called Ballard who he runs a tight ship. It's not a fun ship. Speaking of fun, I guess you don't have you have hardly any clothes on, so you probably don't have a cigarette or any wine. Yeah. Anyway,
I think I left those in my other loincloth.
right. I mean, they don't have wine here at all. I mean, nothing.
I do have, going through the items, leather armor from the witch hunters. If we're passing stuff out before we get out of here.
Yeah, that would be beneficial.
No beer.
No beer. Got leather armor, got some maces, got some heavy crossbows.
I think
Mysterious
Phelan
box.
is that.
I know what it's like to lose your favorite armor. I lost my braces a long time ago.
That's
They were
right.
taken from me.
They don't have. They don't even. The food is like just these crackers. It's just crackers.
If the food is your biggest concern of evil in this place, we should definitely leave now.
Oh no! These people have so many problems, Fallen. You would not believe. I mean, the war is over, and it's like I don't think they realize it.
We would for sure believe the evils that have been done here.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, their whole society has been completely destroyed. Completely. I mean, they live in underground bunkers, like moles.
The old weird people here. Very strange.
Yeah.
Make
So,
you see things
Andreas?
that aren't there.
You were in Feathervay for long enough to know that that was not underground.
They have some bunkers and stuff, but not everything's underground. It's not like they're rats or something. But it's just a shame because you could really see the height of their culture, and they've been laid so low.
We were also, to fill you two and our other party members who may have forgotten, we're also on a quest to discover some ruins out east near the coast.
Well,
of
yeah, that's
the Grafters.
the thing. We have Yeah, it's a long story, Phelan. Anyway, we got this log book from a ship captain named Grimjaw who made a journey out to this place. Using the star charts, I'm able to follow the map, and we're very close to where we were trying to get to. And there's been nothing but strange occurrences involving this area. And this place is so far from our homeland of Fuki and all the other states. But we're close.
Grimjaw was very important to me. He was my mentor. He was my friend. I miss him. But he turned into this weird thing, and we had to kill him. It was terrible.
Do you know about the Dreamers? Phelan, do you know about the Dreamers?
I'm gonna look at Phelan and just look at her like I don't know what's the Dreamers.
All right. Long ago, there was these beings called the Crafters. The Crafters created these things. Something happened. There was a dream world created, and then somehow everything got tainted by some evil magic. And then there was this, all the entire society basically like kind of got sucked into the dream world. And then there were some that were able to sever themselves. And those are the people that live in Feathervey now, and the fellow Ballard I'm telling you about. And so these unsevered are somehow still locked into the dream world, and they exist in both places. But apparently, see these little stone right here? This protects us in a great way from these unsevered psychic attacks. See, they go right for your brain. I mean, I'm just trying to give you all the pertinent information as quickly as possible, just in case something happens to me.
I'm just gonna look at you like you're speaking gibberish to me.
Okay. Well, it's better you just learn on your own, and Ballard can teach you a thing or two about this, I think.
I would very much like to leave this place. It is
Walking and talking.
wrong.
Yeah, we're walking while we're talking.
Do you two know common to make this communication easier between certain members of the party who do not instinctively remember how to speak Elvish?
Beginning to mutter words in common. It sounds very broken. Clearly not a language used often. Yes, we do.
Excellent. I did not know that I would understand your language before this moment, but apparently it is something that I know. We are underway out of the forest, back the way we came, I assume.
As you move back the way you came, Phelan, as you step into the room rimmed in hellfire, you remember briefly a thought and a voice that you were speaking to, and you lock eyes with the demon who you feel briefly the connection with him.
So I'm just going to stare deeply at this demon, and kind of like I'm staring thousands of miles away from where we are. And
Say the words, child.
don't understand.
Say the words.
The words.
You've taken the power. Make the pact.
What do you mean?
Break a circle and I will answer a question.
Hmm. And I'm going to think about that. You want me to do something. So I think you'll answer my question.
I've already done what you asked. Say the words!
I didn't ask you anything. I've never seen you before.
You asked to be freed. You were freed.
Yeah, but this big guy with the,
My
with the
power
silver lip-
crackles through your veins! Say the words!
The power crackles through my axis now. Ow.
Mr. World, what is this telepathic communication, or is he speaking?
He is speaking out loud.
Okay, is it in a language like common or?
Let me look at a character sheet here.
Or is it universal?
I'm pretty sure I was speaking common before, but maybe not now.
Or does he speak whatever people can understand?
He is speaking in ancient and primordial tongue.
But we can all understand it.
Do you speak primordial right now? This conversation he's having with Phelan, you can understand if you speak
specifically.
primordial.
Okay.
And she is speaking back to him in that tongue.
I understand.
But Siegfried, you very much don't know why you understand.
I can understand because I have.
Covering a lot today.
I still have comprehend languages running.
But you definitely wore out a long time ago.
It lasts for an hour.
You had a full short rest, homie.
I didn't cast that until we.
You cast it right away when you came in, so you could read the door labels.
No, he cast it again
He
recently.
did again when he was
Did he?
talking
Yep.
to Holland.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he recast.
So yeah, so you can hear it too. You can understand it too, Andreas.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't like secrets.
yeah, I want to interject. Phelan, what is this?
I don't know. I've never talked to this or seen this being before.
He must be.
You lie!
They spoke of the 3 rings. We must go. This is not our place.
Yeah, this guy's trouble. You're trouble, mister.
You're a thief, Phelan.
Hey, don't talk to her like that.
Phelan Dorminor, I know your name.
And at that, I'm going to be kind of taken aback, and a little bit of terror is going to be seen on my face.
If you're consenting, I'm going to take your hand and pull you away from looking at him.
I will follow reluctantly, still looking at him.
Yeah, when we walk by this guy, this is the 3rd time. We just turn our heads the other way. You know?
It helps to make rude gestures at the lying monstrosity.
He reeks of the air and darkness. Phelan, I don't like this. We need to go. I don't understand why. What did he give to you?
I don't know what he gave to me.
I wonder if it was part of these experiments. I mean, he's right
And then-
next door there.
And then I'm going to ask him, what did you give me?
And then you see him fling a hand forward and blast just like a burst of dark and sort of fell energy that dissipates across the magic circle. Gave you what you asked for, girl.
promise.
What promise?
You will say the words and complete the pact.
I cannot say words that I do not know.
Don't lie to me, girl. These mortals will not save you from me. You have promised. I have delivered. You are free and you are powerful.
I was already powerful. Why do you think I was here?
But you were not powerful enough. And you took right out and I answered. You are free. The promise is kept. Make the pact.
Mr. World?
Yeah.
Is there a physical barrier or is it just a magical one?
It's just a magical, though. He's like thrashing and pressing against it. He's clearly very angry with Phelan.
Okay.
So, like, it occasionally flashes as if it is a physical barrier.
I'm gonna
holding him back.
haphazardly lob an arrow in that direction and like turn around and go. Like we're not doing this anymore. I don't care if it hits or misses. It's literally just a fuck all the way off, and I'm moving on about my day.
Phelan, give me an Arcana check.
Ooh, 11?
So you were very well versed in your youth in the basic principles of magic circles and the effects of physical objects passing across them. And you do have a spell that can use your reaction.
Hmm.
If I recall correctly. Oh, you certainly can use the sorcerer point to make Vortex Warp a reaction spell. As your twin has launched a physical object at a triple magical circle.
Yeah. I'm gonna want to stop that.
Is she trying?
Am I
What?
am I far enough away that I have to use Vortex Warp, or can
Yes.
I phase step?
Either way, you're gonna have to burn a sorcery point to speed it up.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and stop the arrow.
So you guys briefly see Phelan step sort of like through the air and appear right on the edge of the circle and catch that arrow that Phelan just shot at him. Give me a dexterity check to catch the arrow.
Oh my, that's gonna be fun. 15.
So you're unable to catch the arrow, but you are able to get your body in between it and the magic circle. And it pierces you in the back, dealing 9 piercing damage.
Oh, lovely.
Oh my fuck's sake. Alex, I do not like this idea of yours. Terrible idea. Not logical thinking. Oh, sorry, Faye. I just want to off.
Do you want to hand my bow back?
I just healed everyone.
So-
Why are we hurting each other?
Well, how was I supposed to know she was going to step in front of the arrow? I literally just wanted him to shut up so we could leave. This was.
Why'd you shoot the demon in the circles?
Well, how did I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
not-
I had no idea either.
absolutely. How did I know? That's not. I have a bow for a reason. I didn't say a sword. I didn't tell you I could cast magic. I said, "Can I have a bow?" I'm good at that.
Your blood is accepted, Phelan Dominor.
Oh,
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't hear what just happened.
The Demi-Lich Archfiend said that your blood was accepted.
I'm just
so
going.
the blood escaped into the circle.
No, that it didn't go into the circle at all, but she bled.
Oh, it was a sacrifice. Period. Of some sort. A donation of sorts. Well, now.
Okay.
And your feet is now turned on, Phelan.
Perfect. Thank you. I guess I'm going to look at him and say, the promise is kept, and then turn around and walk back to the group.
Huh. Okay. Well,
But that was in Primordial, right?
Yes.
Okay.
all right. Huh.
As we leave, which I'm assuming we're doing now, slowly shuffling and tending to arrow wounds, I will half turn in the doorway and say in Primordial back at the thing, I hope our next meeting is less cordial. We'll leave.
You guys move once again through sort of a dreamscape hallway that twists and turns. Though now you would expect that it should be the same with what you know about it being attached to the real world. But now it shifts in between brand new images in addition to those before, as realities from Phelan and Folan's past sort of bleed in, including like the sterile hallways that you saw before and the tall trees and, you know, gossamer sort of thin wooden bridges that are wrapped in silk sort of bleed in amongst your other sort of audiences. And then eventually you find yourself making your way to the main chamber where once you fought an earth elemental is what you'd expect in your head as you move through and you're just like, we need to get out of this place, that being your stated goal. But as you step in, you stand once again in the large room and you see once again the room filled with similar echoes to you saw before, but now hundreds and hundreds of them and duplicates of them. And in the middle of them, you see a creature floating, that creature with one large central eye rimmed and an eyelid itself covered in countless eyes, with several tentacles floating around it, also ending in eyes. And at that, we will roll initiative. Who's above 20?
That would be me with the 21. And also Phelan.
Phelan. And so Folan, I believe, goes first between the two of you.
Yeah, I've got a +4. I think Faye's one behind me at a +3.
I actually only have a +2.
Oh, there you go.
Who's above a 15?
Wait, I'm a 20.
I saw that. I got
Yep.
you.
Okay.
Thaddeus, what are you?
I am a 14.
Okay. That means Andre survives. But unfortunately for you, this creature goes first, as well as its sort of echo minions. Its echo minions sort of swarm you guys, rushing at you and crashing memories towards you, but none of those things hit. But from behind those, as you distract and defend yourself from the swinging swords or shooting bows or wicked bolts of fire, I need to get a d6 because there's 6 of you. I need Andreas to make a Constitution saving throw. And Thurman to make a Wisdom saving throw. And Siegfried to make a Dexterity saving throw. Andreas, what'd you get?
18.
All right, so there's no effect on you, Andreas. Thurman,
Yeah, a whopping 5.
you are going to be unconscious and fall asleep for 1 minute. And Siegfried, what'd you get?
A grand total of 0.
Oof. You will take 11, 20, 26 fire damage from a ray of fire that shoots out towards you. But it is then Folan's turn.
And you said there were how many, Mr. World?
So there's the one creature with many eyes sort of floating in the middle. And then the rest of this room is sort of filled with various sort of incorporeal images of people, some of whom you recognize, like your parents, and the Green Knight themselves, charging up top this elk steed and roaring towards you, spear held back as if they're, and then they throw the spear at you, but it dematerialized right before it would have struck you.
Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose this creature with my bonus action for my planar warrior. This is going to turn my damage all to force damage and give an extra d8 should I hit. And then I will shoot at it with my bow and see how that goes. All right, 22 to hit.
That hits.
All right, so total of 15.
Okay.
And I believe that's it for me. Yeah.
Kaylin.
Okay, so I'm going to look at this creature, and so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cast Hex at it. And can I Eldritch Blast in the same turn?
You can.
And
Because
then
that
I'm
is a
going to.
cantrip that takes an attack action.
Yes. So then I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast.
And so all of those of you who are awake see the same type of energy that the fiend tried to blast through the magic circle out at you fly out of Phelan's hand towards the creature. Which stat are you debuffing with your hex?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably Charisma.
Say wisdom?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So that's 25 to hit.
Hits.
So that's going to be 5 plus 4, so 9 damage.
Okay. Thurman.
I thought I was unconscious for a minute.
You are. Thaddeus.
Okay, all the spectral beings, are they physical or are they just like
They seem physical enough. They
did
were
they
making attacks at you. They just didn't hit.
have we made any sort of attacks at them or anything?
I haven't seen any. I haven't heard of any of you doing that.
Okay. And there's a lot of these spectral beings?
Yep.
Oh, it seems like we need to clear the way. I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
So in the area around you, Spirit Guardians immediately tears to shreds any of these creatures that come in. And you
I'm
now
going
have a 10-foot radius of absolute safety from those creatures.
15.
15-foot radius of absolute safety from those creatures.
I am going to Roomba the room, basically, and clean up these shadow creatures. So my allies don't get hurt.
But what you see is they continually remake themselves outside of that. They just can't stand up to your Spirit
Oh.
Guardians.
Well, then I'll move towards the eyeball. The
All right, when you
Dreamer.
make 30 feet away from it, I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
30 feet away from what?
When you get to 30 feet away from it, as you move towards it.
Okay.
Right at the edge of 30 feet, you see its central eye. It meets your gaze, and I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Is this a fear thing that he has advantage on?
This is not fear. This is a stun.
Is it poison? Damn. 20.
You pass the save.
Okay.
Andreas.
All right.
You obviously know that Thaddeus walked forward, but you can see that these incorporeal things cannot go in near the shining. Describe your Spirit Guardians, Thaddeus. I mean, this is the first time you've cast such a spell.
Fuck yeah, it is.
You're
It's a bunch of little shovels flying around with little wings, slapping everything. The gatekeeper symbol, the shovel.
Makes sense.
Right.
It's not a gate. It's a
No.
shovel.
The shovel is the gate. It's the gate to the beyond when you get buried. The shovel.
Right.
That's why it's the holy
very
symbol.
metaphoric.
Yes.
It's very metaphoric.
That way I can smack you with a fucking shovel.
All right. So, this thing with a big eye, right?
mm-hmm.
Take this. I'm going to cut that eye out and I'm going to have a bowl of soup with it. Take this. 19.
What are you doing?
I'm going to stab him in the eye with a
All right,
sword.
when you get to 30 feet away from him, because you're more than 30 feet away at the start, so you rush towards him, then I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh. Not my strong suit. Oh, look at that. 18.
Okay, so you are able to move, dash. You're now right next to him.
Okay. I'll get you next time, sucker.
Siegfried,
What is the distance we're talking about?
about 50 feet.
So it's about 50 feet. And then where is Thaddeus' bubble? Because I like to stay in that.
It's right at the 30 feet range. I assume he
Oh.
moved his full 30 feet, so it's like 20 feet away from him. But you would
Okay.
be leaving Torminator behind. You saw him crumple after getting hit by
Oh, right. Keep leaving him just on the ground.
I'm
Is it-
sleeping.
do I
I'm
have to make-
dreaming.
You do hear him snoring. He
He's
often
He's
snores.
having a great time. Just let the big guy rest. He's done enough. Was it an attack action, or could I do a free action to slap him and wake him up?
It takes an action to wake him up.
I
Okay,
love it when
I-
you slap me in my dreams.
I will. give him a nice, light, armored slap in the face to wake him up.
Okay.
Wake up, big guy. And we'll try to. I'll move as far as I can to stay within Thaddeus' 15 feet.
Yep,
of
you can
safety.
move exactly the same speed as Thaddeus, so
We'll get there.
make a wisdom saving throw.
I was waiting for you to say it. 15?
You passed.
Woo, baby.
Which
Can I-
brings us then to the top of the round and this creature's turn.
Oh, sorry. Can I do? I have a bonus action. Yeah, I'm gonna do my Hexblade's Curse on it. In it, I'll
Okay.
raise the sword at the fiend. Not the fiend. Bad choice of words. The dreamer, the monstrosity, and the purple red.
Folan,
Light.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Actually, I don't. You're immune to this ray.
I got a 20 anyway.
And then I need Thaddeus to make a. Ooh, Thaddeus needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's fine. 25.
Okay. Ooh, Thaddeus got targeted twice. Thaddeus also needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Is it poison?
It is not.
Is it divination?
No.
Is it fear?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
I was
21.
just about to ask the same thing.
So Thaddeus, you will take 10 necrotic damage as you feel the strength be slightly sapped out of your bones by this ray that struck you.
Ray of enfeeblement, my ass.
Folan, you find yourself surrounded by echoes, which do 9 psychic damage as their weapons pass through your body, racking you with a completely unfamiliar sensation because you've never had a nightmare before.
Okay.
But it is then your turn.
In sense of tactical battlefield standpoint, are there places to hide?
There is not. So this room, you weren't around for this, but was destroyed because everything in it was sucked up into an earth elemental that the boys fought a couple weeks ago. And so this realm, the room that you're in, is very just sort of like shrouded in sort of a psychedelic shapeless mist that has these echoes forming out of it and like passing through you guys and attempting to do damage to you. But as far as like what is real and what's not, it's very difficult to tell at first glance what is real and what is not. And I know you have a very high passive perception, but illusions are an intelligence-based deciphering.
Correct. Okay. So I'm going to see if I can hit it. Does 21 hit?
Yes.
Okay. So in that, I need a strength saving throw, please.
13.
14 is the DC, so that's a fail. So that is going to be an extra D6 of damage, which I haven't given you the regular yet. And this is ensnaring strike. A writhing mass of thorny vines appears at the point of impact, and the target must succeed on the throw. They failed. So they are restrained by magical vines until the spell ends. A large creature or larger has advantage on this. So if that's the size, it has advantage. And while restrained, it takes 1d6 piercing damage at the start of each of its turns. A creature restrained by the vines or one that can touch the creature can use an action to make a strength check against the DC on its turn again.
Okay, how much damage did you do?
So that was 3 from that, and then from my other thing is 10, and 13 total then.
Phelan.
So I'm gonna look at the big guy in the middle.
First,
And-
you are also standing out amongst these images. And 13 psychic damage.
Ouch.
And now it's your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at this big thing in the middle, and I'm gonna point at it, and just my eyes just are piercing it as sounds of bells fill the air, and I cast Toll the Dead. So that's gonna be a Wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
It failed.
It failed, and it is missing hit points, correct?
Correct.
So that is going to take 2d12. So that's going to be 9, and then plus my hex damage. So that's another 4, so it's going to be 15 total. And that is necrotic damage.
Thurman.
13. Sorry.
Okay.
Am I awake from the slap?
Yep, you were awakened by your friend,
Wow.
but you are out in
Wow.
these clouds. You're fortunate in that they are weaker in your area, and you only take 5 psychic damage, but it is then your turn.
Okay.
You look up, you can see
Wow.
that the creature
so
is
mad.
wrapped up similarly to the way that the girls once were, in hard black thorns that are piercing its body.
I'm so mad at you.
I go after it and I stab it right in the big eye. With my
So it's 50 feet away.
well, okay. Well, I don't do that then. I could dash, I guess.
Yep. So if you move dash, when you hit 30 feet, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's what he's gonna do, isn't he? Oh God. 3.
So you are stunned until the start of your next turn.
This is great.
Thaddeus.
Oh my God.
What am I still like 20 feet away from the thing?
Yes.
So if I move 5 feet, it'll be within range of the spirit guardians.
I think if you move 5 feet, it's yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. I will move 5 feet closer.
It passed the safe.
What a bitch. Fine. And then I will cast.
Still takes half damage if it passes.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So. You'll take 6 damage.
Okay.
And then. How many am I? No, I can't do that. I lied. I will just Sacred Flame it. Dex 15
It fails.
for 5 damage.
Andreas. You are
Oh.
right next to it, having moved dash last time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Thaddeus, you also need to make a wisdom saving throw, and then so does Andreas.
18.
You passed, Thaddeus. Andreas.
Come on, come on. 18.
You also pass. As you can tell, it's trying to meet your eyes, but you resist the stunning effect, and it's your turn.
All right. I am going to use my longsword, two-handed longsword on his eyeball.
Okay.
Take this. 9.
Miss.
All right. Bonus action. I look over to who's the closest warrior to me right now.
Siegfried.
All right, I yell over to Siegfried. Take it to the limit. Walk along the razor's edge. Take it to the limit.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
And you get a 1d8.
Yeah.
Take it to the limit. End of turn.
Siegfried.
They'll turn to their new elven companions and say in Elvish, "Stay within the circle," and we'll lift the greatsword and rush in. Do I have to take a wisdom save throw now?
You do at the start of your turn, yes.
Start of the turn. Okay. Oh, I'm going to use that D8 now. All right. So that'll be 18 total. Good.
Passed.
We good. All right. We're going
As
to
the words of your friend empower you.
to avoid being stunned immediately. We're going to take a booming blade on this thing, rush up, get in its face. I just have. Let's see. Do I have a spell slot? I do have a spell slot. We're gonna. The blade's gonna light up with bright light. We're gonna do a branding smite as a bonus action, and take that booming blade. Oh! It feels good. That's a critical, baby. That's a critical.
All right, it has 6 hit points left. You go ahead and describe what you do to this thing.
So that's 46 from the smite, 46 from the greatsword, plus 8. Let me just.
It doesn't double your damage bonus on a crit, so still just plus 4.
It's 5 plus 3 from the Hexblade's curse, so it's plus 8. 16, 20, 22, 29, 31, 39 points of damage as I drive the great sword straight through the eyeball, and the braiding light pierces through it, and it goes all the way through and like sears into the wall behind.
Yeah, and so bound in the thorns, pierced by Siegfried's magic, Thurman watches as his friend drives a glowing sword through this dreamer, the mist dissipating as the fire of the sword of Siegfried burns the creature from the inside out. Take it away for what you got to do, Huli.
Okay, so for those of you who are unaware, Heroes and Hooligans is fundraising currently in a project we are calling Rolling for Charity. We are fundraising for the Trevor Project. If you are unfamiliar with the Trevor Project, it is an organization that deals with trans and non-binary youth, suicide prevention, and counseling services. Given current legislature and things in the States right now, we want to do what we can do as a community to kind of reach out and help. We have decided that our best way to do that is by a charity fundraiser. So we, in June, have 2 one-shot games, one DM'd by me, one DM'd by Jason, and we will be tailoring those to the people who have made this contribution possible. We set our first goal to $500. We beat that stretch goal 4 days into the official launch, or that first goal 4 days into the initial launch of the campaign. Absolutely phenomenal. We are at our first stretch goal of 800 right now, so we're pushing towards that. So thank you to everybody who has made contributions and on our team who is working frivolously to make these things happen. Tune in frivolously.
That's not the word you're looking for.
I am. I'm looking for furious, frivolous, whatever words I want, Alex.
Words are hard, okay?
Working hard anyway. And so June 11th and June 18th at 2 p.m. Central, we will be playing in these one-shots. We have some other people in the community coming in, some maybe celebrity guest stars. I don't know. Don't want to tell you yet, but it's a possibility. Other than that, that's all I got, Alex. Thanks for letting me steal your show for a minute.